Hello, welcome to the One and a Half Story Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'm taking a break in between playing video games and watching K-pop music videos to talk to you. Um, yeah, lately I've been playing Spellbreak on my PS4. It's one of those you know deathmatch games. It's like instead of guns, it's like you use magic spells, whatever. It's they're all the same. Just if you're on drugs, like the game is really cool because there's lots of cool colors, and I'm all about colors. That's why I'm racist because colors. But anyway, so there's been all these shootings. Um, now, granted, there's shootings all the time because of Chicago. But the media doesn't consider gang shootings um, like newsworthy. But if it's like a shooting somewhere else, like in the Colorado, we had one where this Muslim guy, went to supermarket and killed like 10 people. And then you have the Atlanta shooter, Robert Long, who shot all the sex workers at the massage parlors. But like the media will cover that stuff. But once again, when there's a mass shooting, because a mass shooting, isn't it more than just one person, right? Or I guess not. But anyway, when there's gang violence, like let's say in Chicago, where like some guy shoots like three guys, that doesn't count because it's not gonna get news. It's just like a black guy shooting up another black guy, and they just don't count it. But anything else happens, it's like a big deal. But I agree. It's like let them kill themselves. It's fine. But anyway, um, it's just that the news coverage. I think it should just be equal. Like if you're not gonna cover the one in Chicago, I wouldn't cover the other ones either. Because the only thing it does, it just causes more like more well lately more anti white rhetoric because like the Atlanta shooting, they're trying to say that he was or he is a white supremacist, but he's not. He apparently he's addicted to sex and he's very religious and he would frequent those massage parlors that gave the full release, and he thought he was having a fight between his wants and needs and trying to be a good religious man. I know this because that's what his former roommate said. He was struggling with his sex addiction and being a churchgoer, which I have no idea. Well, once again, it's another example of like the church messing things up. If this guy was just had a normal life and grew up believing that his wants and needs were okay and not bad, see, it must suck being a sex addict and then thinking that because you want it means you're a bad person. When it really just means you're a heterosexual male and it's Mother Nature. Because if you don't want to reproduce, it means the human population won't grow, which means we'll go extinct. People who don't have the whatever sexual urges usually don't end up having kids, and they usually, well, because they don't breed, they don't have more people like that. So it's just natural to want to have kids because that's why we're here. Because it's been passed down from through our DNA to want to breed. Once again, if no one wanted to breed, the human population would go extinct. Okay, so the church has made something that's natural be this bad thing, and it has ruined. It's obviously ruined lots of lives. So like the mass shooting in Atlanta, I blame the church. I don't blame anyone else. It's not those women's fault that they were sex workers. If a woman wants to be a sex worker, she should be allowed to be a sex worker. Nothing wrong with that. If a guy wants to go whatever to the sweatshop, not the sweatshop. It's Asian, so the first thing I thought was sweatshop. If a guy wants to go to a massage parlor and get a full release, so be it. It's fine. Seems like a good business deal. But no, he's been brainwashed by the church to believe that his wants and needs are bad, and then he feels guilty about it. Then he fucking snaps, has a bad day, and kills the people who he blames for his sexual desires. And because his sexual desires are bad, he has to kill him. This is totally the church's fault. I 100% I blame the Atlanta shooting on the church. The Colorado shooting, he was a Muslim and he was pissed off about anti-Muslim rhetoric that's been going on in the media. Once again, that's the media's fault. Like, because the media has to keep everything separate by making everyone in categories. Black, white, Catholic, Muslim. Just everything has to be in a category. If we would just stop with these categories, that whole Colorado thing probably wouldn't have happened. Because the media loves to take a group, a category, and say they think the same way, they do the same thing, blah blah blah. So Muslims, I think, are synonymous with terrorists in the American media. So the average American probably thinks something bad when they hear the Muslim because of the way the media portrays them. So the guy was sick of it. He snapped, whatever. But once again, media's fault. Yeah, I know, the guy pulled the trigger, but he wouldn't have gotten that far if the media wasn't what it is. The media causes most of our social problems. This is why I don't watch the media. I don't follow the media. If I do get news, it's from independent news sources, or it's from people I trust. You got Joe Rogan's a person who's a great news source actually. Ben Shapiro's a good news source. You gotta get your news source from people. Well, first of all, you can get it yourself, or if you're gonna get it from someone, you gotta get it from people who don't have a political agenda. You gotta get it from people who realize the way I think isn't necessarily right, so I'm not going to force it on everyone else. You gotta get your news from independent people. But anyway, but now that we got these shootings, now it's a perfect time to have gun control. And what does gun control really do? It doesn't do anything. There are more guns in circulation right now than there are people than there are citizens in America. There are over 330 million people who live in America. There's twice as many guns in circulation, owned. There's more guns than people in America. And you want gun control? Yeah, I think it's a little late on that. How are you gonna get all the guns back? How are you gonna get over 600 million? I'm sorry, I can't even count that high. How are you gonna get that many guns back? How are you gonna get over 600 million guns back? Government, you're not. And so then, let's say you do get the guns back. Let's hypothetically you get the guns back. You think the bad guys are gonna give the guns back? No. So now you're gonna have a unarmed populace, and crime is gonna skyrocket. Remember, guns are a deterrent. They protect your family. What do you think these small-time petty criminals are gonna do if they realize, well, since guns are illegal, I guess I can just, be a brazen and steal more cars, blah 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 blah, whatever. Crime goes up when there's no protection. It's you can look up other countries where the government took the guns away, and you'll see that crime skyrocketed. Now, I'm not talking about countries where they never had guns. Obviously, okay, Korea. People don't have guns, but they're more manly. But anyway, but it's not like in Korea they had guns up until 2020, and then the government just took the guns away. So it's always been like that. That's different. I'm talking about a populace that supposedly had the had the ability to acquire weapons and the government just takes them away, in all those situations, crime goes up like crazy because the bad guys still keep their guns. See, bad guys don't follow the law. So that's why gun control doesn't work. You're only going to take the guns away from good people. And then you have to realize, if you really want a gun, and you're like, a bad guy, you're going to find a way around it. It doesn't matter how many background checks, how many mental checks, how many whatever checks. If someone wants to do something bad, and they're desperate enough, there's always like the black market stuff. There's always someone who needs a couple of bucks. There's always someone who wants to commit a crime. There's always a gun store who's just like, fuck it, we need money. Here's how it is. The only thing gun control does, it just caters to a certain voting block and makes them think, oh, well, they're trying to do something, so I'm gonna vote for this side. That's all it is. It's just a bunch of wasted time. I'm sick of it. Anyway, have a good one. I'm out.